If that's not enough, after who persuades the father that Binyamin has to be sent down? After Reuven's failure, Judah is successful. Notice, when it's time to leave goodbye, 3 things are taken by the sons. What are the 3 things? Binyamin, money, double money, because monies were found together with the silver goblet. And number 3, what else is sent down? A gift. The language for gift in the text last parsha, mincha. Did you know that the word mincha can mean gift as well? Where we saw it earlier. When Yaakov was preparing for war, do you remember? Yaakov and Esav. Yaakov sent over a mincha to Esav, a gift. The word mincha can be a gift. Please notice, in last week's parsha, in verse 32, no, that's not the pasuk I'm looking for. My mistake. Let's see if I find it. No. I'm looking when they're leaving the land of Canaan with those 3 matters. Where is it? Yes, I found it. Pasuk Tetva, verse 15 of chapter 43. Verse 15. Tetva, verse 15 of chapter 43. 15, verse 15. Go back to verse 15. Okay, you found it. I'm reading the pasuk. I'd very much admire any of your input if you see anything that looks a little unclear. Vayikru ha'anashim et hamincha azot. The men they took this gift. Umishne kesef, the double amount of kesef, money. Mishne from the word shtayim. Lakhu biyadam, they took into their hands. And then it says, V'et Binyamin. Vayakumu, they got up. Vayardu Mitzrayim, they went down to Egypt. Vayamdu lifnei Yosef. What looks strange that arouses your question? Eov, what did you notice? Instead of calling the children of Yaakov Bnei Yaakov, or the brothers of Yosef, they're called Ha'anashim. Is it a one-time thing? Keep on looking and tell me if you find other times that their identity is not written. Keep on reading.
16.
Pasuk 16. Only there? Twice. Keep on going. We're looking and noticing they're not called the children of Yaakov.
Not in 17.
They're called very good. Pasuk 17 and 18. They're called Ha'anashim, the men. Do you notice all this? Or is it just once or twice?
I hope 24 also.
Pasuk Kavdalid. Excellent. 24. Anywhere else? There's so many times. 33. So question number 1, we all agree, why are the children of Yaakov called Ha'anashim? Further question, can you please raise here? In this term, regarding Yosef.
In 15?
Yeah, back to 15. Verse 15 of chapter 43 of last Parsha. Something is quite strange here.
The gift.
The men took the gift. It was a very particular gift. We were told verses before, but what? That's not a question, is it?
I was told before the orders.
They took the gift. They took the double money into their hands. And then it says, Ve'et Binyamin. What's weird? What's unusual?
What do we need et Binyamin?
What would you write?
Binyamin.
How would you write the order?
The order?
Yeah, what would you write? What are they taking first?
Maybe Binyamin first.
Right. But Binyamin appears last, as if he is an object. Does that arouse your wonder? Do you see that? You see that, Shlomo? They took the gift, they took the money, and Binyamin, as if he's an object. Okay. So let's try to answer several of these questions. The Talmud talks very much about the greatness of Binyamin. The fact that but his brothers call him a Na'ar and Katon and Yeled, despite the fact that, according to the Midrash, he's at the age of 31, a father of 10 kids. The fact, in spite of that, he submits himself. He nullifies himself. He is so humble. Binyamin is so humble. He's so righteous. Therefore, he's as if verbally treated as a katan, as a na'ar, as a yeled, because he's so tzaddik that he nullifies himself as if he's not important whatsoever. The Talmud even says, I'm reading here an article by my dear father, Rabbi Horowitz, Shlita, that he is one of 4 that died because of the serpent, the snake, meaning because of the first sin of man. In other words, only because death was brought into the world, he died not because of his sins. He died not because of an illness or something. He died only because death was brought into the world. Okay? That's called be'etio shel nachash, ba'atzato shel nachash. Binyamin is one of 4. In other words, he died without sin. Number 2, Chazal say that he's one of 7 people that in his grave, what did not appear at his grave? Rima v'tolea, worms and decay. Not in him. Binyamin is so tzaddik that he's one of 7 in the world, the Talmud says, that this decay from worms didn't have any matter on him. Chazal say amongst the attributes of Binyamin was his ability to
Hold his tongue.
Be quiet, hold his tongue. Very famous pasuk in Tehillim. Lo ragala lishano, Tehillim, Psalms chapter 15. Lo asal l'rayeu ra'a v'cherpa lo nasal krovo. He would not do anything bad, speak bad. He had the art of being quiet. He would never spill the beans. Chazal even say that he knew about the sale of his brother Yosef, but he did not reveal it to his father. A midrash shochar tov. So, gentlemen, now we can better understand that Binyamin is such a tzaddik and is so quiet. By the way, what does he say in our parsha? What is he quoted as? Yes or no? Does he say something, Binyamin, or not? You will not find anything. You're right, Benjamin. You will not find anything about Binyamin in the parsha. The only thing that we hear about him in the Chumash is that he cried when Yosef reveals himself. He cried on the shoulder. Binyamin cried on the shoulder of Yosef. In other words, in all of the Torah, Binyamin is not mentioned once saying something. Now, let's go back to the question. The brothers are taking Binyamin down. They're taking the mincha, the gift, the kesef mishneh, the double money, into their hands. V'yet Binyamin. We asked, it's as if he's an object. Now we understand the answer. Why he's brought last. Why is he brought last? As if he's nothing. He's not important. Why is that? He makes himself not important. Do you understand? In other words, he humbles himself so much, he nullifies his own presence. So when the brothers are going down, they take the gift, they take the money, and Binyamin. Let me ask you something. He has to be taken down. He's a 31-year-old man. No. All of these examples are showing us that from his point of view, it's as if he is nothing, has no importance, as if he is an object. This explains the words that his brothers refer to as a na'ar as a yeled or as a katon. He nullifies himself. He makes himself so humble. That's point one. Point two, to talk about ha'anashim. Remember, you raised another question. A very interesting phenomena here. Yudah, successful, convincing Abba. Benjamin has to be brought down. They're not going down. For 7 or 8 times at least, these brothers are called ha'anashim. And not what? Bnei Yaakov, ha'anashim. 7, 8 times. Ha'anashim. The men. Why? Were they called ha'anashim when they went down the first time? No. When they went down the first time, they were not called ha'anashim. They were called Bnei Yaakov or Bnei Israel. What's happening now? What is happening right now, gentlemen, that doesn't allow them to be called Bnei Yaakov? Yes?
I can remember from other shiurim what I heard.
Yes.
But the thing have the same idea, like it's like a descent from Eretz Israel to Mitzrayim.
Nachon, but why wouldn't it be written the first time? What? No. Bnei Yaakov or Bnei Yosef, you more hear the Achdut. Why did they lose their name Bnei? What's going on right now, gentlemen? What is their father's situation right now?
He's in mourning.
Not only is he in mourning for who? Who else?
For Benjamin, he think like
Benjamin may not come back. Who else?
Yosef.
Shimon is down there.
Oh, Shimon is also down there.
Gentlemen, our father Yaakov, as my father writes, is in terrible anxiety, terrible fear. The affliction that's going on inside himself about, will I be missing now 3 sons? One was enough. Now, maybe Shimon will not come back. Maybe Binyamin will not come back. These people, the brothers, cannot be called Bnei Yaakov when their father, because of them, is in such a dire straits, in such difficult situation of affliction. That's how some of the commentaries explain. And therefore they're called Hanashim 7, 8 times, because their father, they're not called the children of their father because their father's in such affliction, such pain. That's one understanding. Some of you know, how many faces are there to the Torah? Shivim panim. Shivim panim. 70 faces to Torah. Do you remember in your learnings that the term anashim is a term of high honor? The meraglim. Very good. When we learn about the spies, the Torah says, Kulam anashim rashei v'nei Yisrael heima. All of the 12 spies, they're all men, the heads of Bnei Yisrael. From there we learn that usually the term anashim or anashim is a term of honor. So why now are they called ha'anashim? Why are they called the men of honor here? The answer is they're so determined. They are so determined that they're going to bring back Shimon and Binyamin home. They're going with 100% determination. I don't know if you know, but Chazal talk about that each of these sons, they're fighters. I mean, think of the top unit we have today in the IDF, then all of the 12 sons of Yaakov Avinu would make it to the Matkal, the Shayetet, or you've heard of those units? The head units of Israel. They're strong. They're so determined now. They're going down for the purpose not of bringing food back. They're going down and they're not going to take no for an answer. So maybe that would be the reason for Anashim. We'll continue this point in the next term.